Rochelle, Rose.
Hi.
Okay. I wanted to go ahead and go right on into this interview. You ready for me?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I wanted to I was telling people in a previous video about you were talking about how you were on child support for a baby you never gave birth to.
I have several children that they making me take child support for, but the one that I found out for first was Legend. I don't know if I should say his last name, but yeah.
Also, it happened
Ironic.
it's happening with more than one child or just that one child?
No, I had several kids.
Yeah.
If you look up my YouTube video, you'll see that the white woman said I had 15 cases, meaning.
Damn.
Yeah.
So they had you on child support for all those babies?
She just said that. So you can go right on YouTube and check it out.
What's the name of that video?
My page is like Lady Shell
Lady Jill?
1978 on YouTube, and then you can see like the the child support case. I think I did that in like September or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and it was two parts. I'm not sure which part that the lady admitted to having me having 15 kids, and then they altered the DNA test. But yeah, they're real shaky out here in Syracuse, New York. Don't come here, people.
Damn. And okay, this is ridiculous. And how many children do you biologically have? You have how many?
I have pushed out 3 kids. I have a 23-year-old son, Eduardo. I have a 10-year-old daughter, Faith, and I have a 6-year-old daughter, Hope.
So
That's
what
it.
about the other 12?
Yeah, I know. But I have had custody of 2 children, and I'm not sure. And then Social Security said I had some kids too that they were naming. They named 3 different kids that don't belong to me. And then when I asked her for the records, the lady backed up and like disappeared when I tried to go get my records and stuff. So just be careful out here in Syracuse, New York. They will put you in debt for stuff that's not that you're not indebted to.
This child support scam is ridiculous anyway. This is not the first time I've seen somebody be on child support for a child that has never been, that, like, paternity was never established. But this is the
Mhm.
very first time I've ever met a woman who was on child support for a child that she never gave birth to. I've never ever
Mhm.
seen that in my life. So
That's
I knew I had to get you on here to explain that to the people, because
what
it's crazy. Go
I
ahead.
want to expound. Yeah, because I have 2 daughters, Faith and Hope, that they made me pay. Matter of fact, they made me pay child support for all my kids. My son got kidnapped by his father, and I fought the best way I could, and they just gave me joint custody. So, okay, that was a violation there. But my 2 daughters that I have sole custody of, they made me pay child support. Yeah, I had my road has been very hard and long. So, yeah, but I went to socialsecurity.gov, the OIG fraud report, and I did a claim and let them know what happened and just gave them all the case numbers I could find. And then they stopped at about 15 days later, 3 weeks later, something like that. They stopped it.
Wow. That's it.
Yeah.
Just that one. Social Security Administration SSA.gov.
Yes, that's where I went, and because I have, I already told you about my surgeries, so right now I'm not working, so I draw off of my Social Security, so they stopped it out. They stopped taking my money and gave me a letter 3 weeks later, and it's time stamped, and it can be viewed because I sent it to you by your Gmail, I believe. So
Mm-hmm.
you can look at it and post it. I don't think it has any personal information, but you can redact it, and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. That's the proof right there. What I wrote to them, and then what they responded back. And that's how that got resolved real quickly. And the other stuff is still pending because I went after them in every level I could. I just was singing like a bird about what was going on.
Okay, what stuff is still pending? Is it child support
Um,
stuff?
yeah, no, not the child support stuff. The child support stuff was settled. So
Okay, yeah, you
I
talking
wish
about the
you would have
custody
more.
part of it. Yeah, I
Yeah, the
remember we talked
custody.
about
Yeah,
that in the private. Yeah, we talked about that in the private already. So
yeah.
we're gonna keep that part private right now. So
Mhm, mhm.
but as far as I remember you mentioning something about the Federal Trade Commission.
Yes, the FBI, but that was for the custody issues and the other issues. They said if a business is doing illegal practices, like if you go to the ftc.gov, you will see what they do. And any business that's running in fraud or any kind of misconduct, you can report a claim. You just tell them what's going on, give them all your information so they can review your accounts, anything. If you feel like, utility company is doing something wrong, you go ahead and report that. You feel anything, any agency, company within this country doing anything wrong, you notify the FTC, and then they'll look into it or forward it and then get an investigation lodged.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought you was just, oh, okay. So
Hmm.
what about when people having issues with court cases?
Right. With court cases, you go to the IRS.gov, and then it was like the U.S. Treasury, OIG, but it was like both combined, IRS and the U.S. Treasury.gov. So they were like combined on the link. I gotta find the link. But the U.S. Treasury and IRS are like synonymous, and
Uh-huh.
you do your complaints, you file your forms with the IRS, and then your Form 56 to the courts and the official. But anything you send to the agencies that's wronged you, always send a copy to the IRS to let them know that you need oversight in this matter, because the courthouses are banking. They're banking and they're committing fraud, and then the IRS is not getting their cut. So it's an
Absolutely.
issue. They want their money.
Yeah, absolutely. We know that. We know about that too. Um,
Yeah.
now, what forms are you talking about?
The Form 56, they have two separate Form 56. One is like a S, has a Form 56S, and then the regular Form 56. So there's two, and I think there was a form that is for civil rights fraud. So they have several forms on the IRS.gov, and you can order these forms and get them mailed to your house. You can get
Oh,
a whole
you
bunch of
said a
copies,
civil
up to
rights form? A civil right?
yes, you have mm-hmm.
Go in on that.
It's on IRS.gov. You just type in what I typed in Google is I go to Google and I type forms. And then it gives you you type in what the forms you need or what you're talking about, and then it gives you a list of forms. And then you just get up to 100 per form. And you can order and keep ordering forms all day. And they come to your house in a box, and you go through the forms and you read what they are and the directions, and then you serve them up. You serve them.
Gotcha.
Hmm.
Okay. Cause I remember hearing somebody with a 3949.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
one they're not reporting taxes.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yep.
do know about that one, but I didn't even know about a civil rights form. What is that civil rights
Yeah.
form about?
Well, when they take your benefit, like I had my taxes taken from me in 2014, that is a civil rights breach. And then I called the IRS and gave them my information, identified myself, and the white lady was laughing. She was like, "No, we're not talking about this." I said, "Wait, you just took my money and you're not gonna talk to me?" No, I was like, "This bitch." So they did not talk to me until after they took my money. So that was something that hurt me. Take a
Right.
black person's tax money, that hurt my soul. And then, yeah, but the IRS is voluntarily, so she just said, we're not doing this. And she was not playing with me. She wouldn't talk to me no further. We can't talk about that. She just deboed me, man. I just got deboed.
Wow. So that's how you went in and grabbed them forms and handled it like that.
Yeah,
And what was the
yeah.
result once you did that?
It didn't take long for me to get the forms. I'm not sure. I took it like 5 days to get it, sometimes
Hmm.
10 days to get your forms. But they
Hmm.
tell you on the website how long it takes. And it got here, and it was no problem. Everything was cool. You just fill them out, read the directions, and then complete it. If you need any help, just go to their little. They give you assistance on the forms. So it's not that hard, but if you don't understand anything, be careful because there's warnings because they'll penalize you if you make a error. So be careful doing these forms. So just get like the civil rights complaint and get the Form 56, and that's just get something that you know how to do. Don't try and to attempt to try to go out, mess with these people if you don't like to read,
Right. We definitely got people
Yeah,
that don't like to read.
yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's good advice too. Cause, because I've seen a few forms that actually really they require undivided attention. You can't just grab some and slap down your name and your address or whatever and just
Hmm.
submit it. You really got to read it and understand what you're doing and why you're doing it. So
Right.
that's with anything, whether it's an affidavit or some templates or whatever. But yeah, I'm looking at this.
Ooh,
I'm looking at it now. Go ahead.
IRS has an affidavit form too. I'm sorry, I don't remember all the forms because I have boxes of them. But the IRS has a form where you make an affidavit against whoever wronged you. It was like an affidavit form. So go to the IRS.gov, the order forms, and then type in like affidavit, and then see what it pulls up. They have all kinds of forms. So just
Hmm.
type up what the issue is, fraud or corruption, and see what forms it pulls up.
Right.
because I haven't memorized them yet. So yeah, so just try to do your own. They can do their own due diligence, because once you do it yourself, you'll retain it better. When someone gives you something, you're not going to retain it. You're just going to keep bugging that person. And we need to teach people how to fish. We're not going to keep preparing meals for you. Do it. You got to do this. This is not that hard. The
Absolutely.
internet makes it easier. Yeah.
Absolutely. I see that form. I see that identity theft form. It's form
Yeah.
14039.
Yep. Yep.
That's an
Yep.
affidavit. I see 14157, tax return preparer fraud or misconduct
Ye-
affidavit.
Yep. There you go. Yep.
Yep. Is that
Yep.
the one you're talking about?
Yep, I have both of those. Yep. So print
Mm,
those out and let them know, because when you go into court and the defense counsel or the public defender, they use your signature without your permission. They pretend as if they're for you, but then they use it against you. And I believe that every case is up to $2,000 to $10,000 per charge. I mean $2 million, $2 to $10 million per charge. Like every claim they make against you. So the public defender or your counsel is acting like he's working, in your best interest, asking you for your Social Security number, which is a felony, and then using your Social Security information to go cash in. They cash in.
mm-hmm. I already knew it.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm definitely gonna do it. Cause I know this month I got diarrhea. So I told you I'm gonna shit on a lot of people this month right here. Before New
Yeah.
Year, I'm shitting on some people. So I'm gonna get
Mhm.
somebody in that county, my county, they hear this video, they hear this call, and they know exactly who I am. They look to get
Mhm.
shitted on, and they was involved in my situation. But
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna get them. But cause I'm gonna report all this stuff going on. I got 3 cases still pending about mine, so they just sitting there.
Mhm.
The case just sitting there. Ain't nobody.
Mhm.
So now that I got this status change, I'm gonna go ahead and make some big boy moves. So
Okay.
but I thought I'd go ahead and get your words on. I know you got a wealth of knowledge. I be wanting to go in because you and I we talk for hours at a time. So
Mhm.
but I wanted to pretty much do this about the how you took care of your child support situation, and
Yeah.
hopefully you answered all the questions that they need to hear. If y'all let's see, so you got the forms, the affidavit forms on the IRS. If you
Mhm.
go into irs.gov, you look in the little microphone, the microscopic, what they call it, a magnifying glass looking thing. You
Yeah.
click on the
Yep.
search thing and you type in affidavit. Type that in. You'll see form 14157. 14157. Is actually 14157-A. That's a tax return preparer fraud or misconduct affidavit. That's the one you're talking about, correct?
Yes.
Somebody that wronged you or whatever.
Yes.
Okay, and then we got form 14039, which is an identity theft affidavit.
Yes.
Y'all might want to look into that affidavit. You have another one. Let's see. Well, they got a Spanish version too for the
Mhm.
Spanish speaking people. They got a Spanish version. It's the same one. It says 14039 SP for Spanish. And then it says, let me see if something else is in here that I understanding your. It's pretty much just make sure you study your. I don't know about that one. There. It's a PDF right there. But
Mhm.
just gotta make sure you studying it. Read the instructions. All of these forms come with instructions,
Mhm.
so it's always good
Mhm.
to look at them because I see instructions right up under each one of these that I just named. And
Yeah.
then did you when you went to the Federal Trade Commission, did you type in identitytheft.gov?
No, I typed in ftc.gov because I got that information from the FBI. They got tired of me bugging them about my issues,
Right.
and then it gave me like a hotline number, and then the
Mm-hmm.
hotline number told me to call the FTC, and then I did a complaint about fraud, waste, or abuse. So,
Oh.
and then it got me to the OIG when I did that one, and I did the fraud, waste, and abuse complaint. And you can also do audit investigations too, because this is money transaction.
Right.
And then the comptroller, you can go, because that's who you're gonna have to sue for your state. Because I'm suing everybody. I'm not everybody. I'm going under the wigs. I want all my commas.
Right.
So just sue everybody, because why leave a stone unturned? Because that person will retaliate. I did that one in my youth, and people from my son's case came for me. So you need to dot your I's and cross your T's. Do not leave any enemies to fester, because they will come for you. They will come back and they will come. I'm an example, trying to be nice. You can't be nice. Get them all, get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a quick tip. When you are writing your complaint, make sure you're standing on a legal basis. Don't just pour out your heart, they wronged me. Give them a legal term, a term. Title 18, USC 241 to 242, that's deprivations of a right in conspiracy.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have like child support, you would say you're objecting. So you would object under Social Security Act, SSA, okay? That's the Social Security Act.
Mm-hmm.
1101 subsection D. That's what I put. That one, because the parent is being forced to pay child support for their property. You don't pay.
Slow down.
I'm sorry.
Name that one again. Name that again.
It's you just type in SSA or write in SSA 1101, and then you just put like a little box and a D for subsection D. That
D like dog.
Yeah, D like dog. Yep.
Now I gotta slow you down because you take off.
Mm.
Okay, SSA 1101. And I subsection. You say subsection D.
Yep.
I am looking. And what is this? Okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead.
It's an objection. A parent or caregiver, because if you're talking about child support,
right?
You're objecting. So you're raising an objection on the grounds of that law. So Social Security Act 1101 subsection D, because you don't consent to paying for something you own. Your child is your property. So
damn, I never saw this. I'm looking at it. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yeah, it's your property. I can't charge you to use your sneakers, right? Those are your sneakers, your property. Under equitable estoppel law, they use children as property. You can't technically call your children in a court of law. You have to say your property. I want my property. I want my property. You have to say it 3 times, because the first time they assume when you're asking for something that's just a coincidence or accident. The second time is the coincidence, and the third time you're on the. So just be mindful of when you speak, because you may have to be speak in repetitions, because these people act like they don't hear you. So make some noise.
That's true.
Make some noise. Yeah.
That's true. You charge any child over the objection of either of the parents of such child or the person standing in local parents, which is this child. You hear what I'm talking about. This thing says nothing in this act shall be construed as authorizing any federal official, agent, or representative in carrying out any of the provisions of this act to take charge of any child over the objection of either parent of either of the parents of the child of such child, or of the person standing in local parentis to such child. So they ain't supposed to be dominating over the child like that.
Over an objection. They cannot move. I know, yeah. See
wow. Damn, you just taught me something right here on the damn call. See, we talked for about 3 or 4 hours yesterday. And you never mentioned it. That's why I got to slow you down, because you be taking off. I got to catch you.
No, but I put it on a template for you, remember? I thought you were going to review it. I sent you a whole bunch of stuff.
I read everything you sent me last night. Well, no, because I woke up this morning and you sent me about 4 or 5 more other things. I was asleep by the time you sent it. So you were up all night. That's how I knew you were up all night.
Yeah. Well, look under my calls to action, because, we need to tell them this. When they have a start to complain, you put your name, you put everything there, and they just say my call to action and my subject matter.
Right.
The call to action is what laws you're standing. So you would put the Social Security Act 1101 subsection D, and then the title, title 18 USC 241 and 242, and also because it's official misconduct, you would put title 42 USC 14141. Okay, those are what you're standing on that covers, and also put one that I won with in the U.S. court. Put equitable estoppel. It's, that's what I beat the United States attorney with. That right there. That covers you and everything. And also, you can put the supremacy clause, too. Remember we learned that yesterday, too?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I want to slow you down, but I'm going to go back and listen to the call as if I get,
Okay. I'm trying to slow down.
It's not my own shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking
Okay.
about. Keep on going. You can can't take on all.
Okay. So Article 6 of the Supremacy Clause. So it's like, that's like 5, right? The Social Security Act,
Mm-hmm.
1101, subsection D, Title 18, USC 241 and 242, and then the equitable estoppel. That's equity, fairness in the courts and in the law. You're asking for fairness, and I won. I beat the U.S. attorney ass with that. And then it was the supremacy clause. So that's 5 things that you should stand on to cover yourself when you just talking about why you coming forth, why you bringing this claim.
The
And then your
equitable
subject
estoppel.
matter.
Go
Yes,
in on that.
fairness. That's what I want. It's like fairness in the courts and in the law. Like when they take your kids without a warrant, that's not equitable estoppel. They have just violated you under color of law, and with an objection, so you don't consent to that. And that's about, equitable estoppel. They have to be fair. They have to investigate who said what about you, where's the injured party, and what did you do and when did you do it? Like, how did I hurt someone? When did I
Right.
hurt him?
Mm.
Where are they? Yeah. So they can't skip steps. But see, they skip steps when it comes to people of color. They arrest us and then we have to be proving, innocent. It's
Right.
backwards with us.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Equitable
Yeah. So.
estoppel is a defensive doctrine preventing one party from taking unfair advantage of another.
Mhm.
Damn. When through false
Mhm.
when through false language or conduct, the person to be estoppel, to be estopped, has induced another person to act in a certain way,
Mhm.
which resulted in the other person being injured in some way. Damn, that
Mhm.
hit close to
Mhm.
home. This doctrine is founded on principles of fraud.
Mhm.
It prevents
Mhm.
one party from taking a different position at trial, um, than he or she did at an earlier time, if the other party would be harmed by the change. Generally, the elements that need to be proved are, they got a few elements right here.
Mhm.
There must be a representation or concealment of material fact. And it
Mhm.
says, and another one, it says these facts must be known at the time of the representation to the party being stopped. Well, it's stopped. Um,
Mhm.
the party claiming the benefit of the estoppel must not know the truth concerning these facts at time of the representation. The
Mhm.
representation must be made with the intention or the expectation that it will be acted upon. The representation must be relied upon and acted upon. And the
Mhm.
last one says the party acting upon the representation must do so in his or her um, to his or her detriment. And then it says equitable estoppels is also termed as estoppel by conduct or estoppel in pious, however you pronounce that.
Mhm.
I never.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And another one would be, you're gonna like this one. It's called the fruit of the poisonous tree.
I saw that in your document you sent me last night.
Yeah. If you
Go
look
in
under
on
my
it.
calls, if you look at my call to action and subject matter, it will, I do have it there, just probably small, but it is always in my subject matter and my cause of action, because that's what you have to do in federal and in district court. I learned this when I went through the stuff I went through. But the fruit of the poisonous tree is like when they take something from you, your money, your rights, your kids, your property. Is usually when they search and seizure you, when they take your money. When they seize your bank accounts and stuff, this is where you would raise fruit of the poisonous tree, because they did it under color of law, fraud, treason, anything that was unconstitutional. Okay, so once you put the fruit of the poisonous tree there, you let them know, then you start your story. You know what I'm saying? You say those first 5 subject matters, causes of action, and then your subject matter would be fruit of the poisonous tree. All this stuff happened under color of law, illegally, against my will, and this is what happened. On this day, they did this, that, and the third, and I said no. I'm saying no again, and I'm saying no forever. And I want my money back. I want whatever relief is required, of me. I want my relief. So you just say your story then, but don't just start going in about what happened, because they don't care. They
Right.
don't care. But when you start citing their laws and know what you're talking about, they know they're in dishonor. So they have to cure the dishonor. They have to cure the breach. And once it's cured, now we talk settlement. Now they're gonna offer you something, and you have to get your counter offer together, like how much you want. Start figuring out your numbers. How you
Wow.
feeling?
Wow. I'm looking at this. I'm saving this from my desktop so I can read this here later. Y'all
Mhm.
might want to look into that too. Fruit of the
Okay.
poisonous tree. That's actually a legal phrase.
Yeah.
See, when I saw that, of course I thought about the Bible. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That's the first thing you think about. So when I thought it, I thought it was something from scripture, but I didn't know it was an actual legal term.
Mhm.
You're schooling me
Yeah.
today. You're schooling me. It's all good. I love being schooled.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's why I always advise, people, when they're doing their channels or whatever, be open to learn something new from somebody. Don't run around
Mhm.
acting like you know every damn thing, monitoring
Mhm.
everybody else's channel to see who you can correct and make videos about. Open your
Mhm.
mind up and try to learn something from somebody else. You'd be surprised at who knows something you don't know. And how can you
Mhm.
empower yourself and go to deeper depths on this knowledge if you sitting here monitoring everybody else trying to sit on the throne? I don't
Yeah.
have a problem with learning from people, and man, I love it. I'm loving every bit of it.
Okay.
You
Well,
got
I
something
don't
else
know
you want to feed
everything.
the people? Because I know you quit to go on in.
Well, I don't know everything. This is what I fought with. This is what I was in a battle for years, and I got myself out of jail with the fruit of the poisonous tree. I got brothers out of another state out of jail twice. And this is what I saw. This is what I lived and breathed. This wasn't something I just read. I had to live it, and I had to recite it, despite me having my injuries and my surgeries and stuff. I had to fight and recite. This wasn't easy, and I'm not being prideful or boastful. I'm trying to help, and I don't know everything, and I don't always remember all the sightings, but that's why I write it down, and I try to give it to people. But sometimes people start getting prideful, and it's hard to help when people are ungrateful and they bite the hand. And I put in work, so I don't think I'm gonna be giving anybody anything too much. I want them to work for it like I had to, because they don't appreciate when you just give it to them. And you're doing a great work by letting them hear this, because, when I was in college, the professor was like, if you don't write it down, that's on you. They should be grateful to have this recording, this opportunity, someone taking out of their time. And we've been up all night. We done did triple shifts today. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I'm grateful that you even consider to hear me, because there was a time I couldn't speak well. So look at me now. So don't be discouraged when you can't do something. You get up there. You got someone. They got you now that they can muscle up with and learn the doctrines and learn. They have hope when they come to your page. They just better know that. Because when I saw your page, I was empowered, and I was grateful to see you doing this, and I'm proud of you. Okay, and don't let nobody tell you nothing different. Nothing
Appreciate
different.
that. I appreciate that. It's an honor,
Mhm.
man. It's an honor. I mean, I've been in the shoes where I was actually desperate for information myself, and just like we get in these. Most of the time, that's actually what causes us to really dig when we're in situations that cause us to our backs against the wall, and we're looking for that information that's going to empower us. And it's kind of and it was hard in my journey when I was running into a lot of people, on the internet and all over social media, not just YouTube, but I would run into people that actually some gave me some I learned a lot of stuff from some people, and I learned a lot of stuff that was some garbage from some people. So but you're doing detoxing at the same time. You're studying, you're learning. I'm learning from for myself, and I don't know. I went through a lot of trial and error. It's hard. It's a hard road. So that's one of the reasons why I operate the way I do. I build families of people like yourself and other people, that I also communicate with regularly. Some of them not so regularly, but we do keep in touch, and we all learn new stuff, and we're all
Mhm.
sharing information with each other, because I'm like, we all have the same issues here, and we're trying to empower ourselves and trying to be the the big dog on the internet, the big dog of YouTube, making sure we monitoring everybody else are fighting with each other all the damn time. How
Mhm.
are we going to really, it's like a crab in a barrel mentality, and I just can't. I can't. I'm not wired like that. And
Mhm.
my vision is for us to actually just like we empower each other. Everybody just, like-minded people come together. We share the things that we know with each other, and and we move on. We grow together. We all grow together. It's not like me trying to be the big dog, because I don't know every damn thing either. It's a lot of shit I don't
Mhm.
know. So so when I run into people like yourself, and other people behind the scenes who don't want to be on the internet, they just don't have a problem with talking to me behind the scenes. I run into people like I said, like y'all, man. It's a blessing.
Time
It
for
to
your
me,
medication.
is more valuable than charging people. It's just more valuable than charging people. So I don't. So
Mhm.
I get. I just love it. That's what keeps me going. So that's what keeps me
Mhm.
going. And watching people get free. Helping people get free, being a part of that, being part of this movement where actually people are actually, they're learning how to get their family structure back together. And
Mhm.
I'm trying to do the same thing concerning my little boy. He's the reason we're talking.
Mhm.
He's the reason
Mhm.
I've met so many of y'all. You know, he's the reason, man. That's the reason why I keep going. So, I don't want to say I hate to see people going through this crazy stuff. Anyway, I get it taken off. This damn call been about 30 minutes long. I don't think I have a video that's 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes long. So I think you got anything else you want to? Cause we both take off, but you sure enough take off. I think you take off harder than I do. I think
So,
I guess we done covered everything we need to cover for now, and we'll hopefully I'll be able to get you back on the show, and
mhm.
maybe on another day, and even some of them Zoom calls we're gonna start have you on some of those things, so you can open forum or whatever. We'll try to see what we can do, and we're gonna try to make sure we get you overwhelmed, because we know I know what you're going through as far as your health goes and the things you're going through in your personal life. So I don't want you to push too hard and hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
We need to keep you
Mhm.
around as long as possible. So, um, I know some of y'all are gonna ask me, how do I get in touch with Rochelle? She done already told you the YouTube channel, so I ain't know she had a YouTube channel. but, but,
but
she, what's that?
but they don't need to contact me. They need to go do their research. Contact me for what? I mean, with all due respect, I don't mean I'm
Yeah,
not
we know what you mean.
antisocial, but
Right.
there's no need. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't really need to be overwhelmed. We have your channel. They can contact me through you, so that way we keep it filtered. Because I'm just here to give my experience in this realm. I don't know
Right.
any. I'm not no lawyer. I'm not going to be I'm not gonna. I can't do anything for you, but tell you what I just told you tonight. And the
Right.
next time we meet, we'll have that information for them. I have, like you said, health issues, and I've learned from what I did today and trying to help people, and got myself offended. I'm not going to do that no more. So they will meet me here on your page and then talk to me that way, with all due respect, because I don't want no more problems. I can't. I'm not about that life.
Yeah.
Okay, people, love you. Godspeed, and that's all I got for you. I learned my lesson. I'm gonna learn my lesson.
Yes, and there's more to that. She's just kind of keeping it very, straight to the point. And she's talked to me behind the scenes about a lot of stuff. And trust me, she's I'm talking about on the verge of death. She's seen some stuff, so she's been through a lot. So, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of back away from some stuff sometimes, kind of back away some, because I need a break. So I know she needs even more breaks. We've both been through hell and back. So that's one of the reasons why I do advise her to monitor how much traffic she takes on, because she has a heart. I'm gonna tell y'all this about her. She has a heart. I was talking to her just yesterday, and she was talking to all these different people about trying to go to court for people, go to court, sit in court, going in court for people in other states, don't even live nowhere near her. I'm like, don't do that. You don't want to do that, because you're doing too much. You're trying to be superwoman, and that can cause her to not stick around long with the health conditions she got going on, and she don't need that. So she just pretty much just taking advice and be using wisdom. You can be a blessing to
Mhm.
someone without being, without having, as I've heard before, having more guts than brains. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
we want to utilize both of them with balance. So that's all it is to it.
I have one more thing to say that's awesome for the group. I think I found out today that if you have an issue with an official or someone wronging you, you can go to the grand jury with a complaint form, the way we told you just now how to do your complaints, and send it into the grand jury. Do you guys know that the grand jury has to take a civilian complaint and investigate. You're going to the DA and the police. We need to be dealing with the grand jury.
So
Yes.
there's a grand jury in every state. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Well, I found that information out by the federal courts of California. So and I called New York, and we have one. So there has to be a grand jury. They don't not have one when they're arresting people. Okay. When they want to kill somebody, they have
Right.
it's all facilitated when they want to take a black person to jail. They have one then. So it's a section for the civilians. Sometimes the DA may try to jump his tail in your case, but just write a letter to the grand jury. And if you can't find one in your state, send it to my state in New York State. They have one there. Okay,
Gotcha.
so we probably should expound on that one in one of our videos so I can give them the information or the
Right.
links.
We'll do that.
Yeah, because I couldn't believe that. I couldn't believe what I found this morning.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna say that one for another show. That sounds like some
Okay.
more heat. So
Mhm.
I'm some people's attention span don't be that long. This video already 35 minutes long. So
Okay, I'm
and
done.
they probably say, damn, Emerald, so he don't go no past 10 minutes. Maybe 15 minutes at the most, and that one went more than twice that long. So it's all good. We know you got a whole lot, so
Okay.
we'll definitely get it going, get it popping another day. Well, we'll let you get some rest for today, and
Okay.
and I'll get back with you again on that one. So, um,
Okay.
all right, y'all. If y'all need to, if y'all want to be a part of the Zoom call that I'm trying to set up, I'm trying to set up a Zoom group, a mailing group. So, I want to be able to send out like a mass email to send out that notification, out at one time. I'm trying to learn how to do that properly. So I'm still putting together the group. So if you want to be a part of that group, that Zoom call, those Zoom calls that I'm gonna start having, make sure you email me DUNAMISMICHAELS at gmail.com, and just put in the subject box, add me to the list. Put that in there, and I'll drop that whole email, and I'll drop you right on into the list. That way you'll be added to the emailing list, and you'll be getting those notifications with everybody else. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm gonna get on out of here, y'all. Rochelle
Bye.
M. Rose signing out.